Hello everyone, it's Blaze, and welcome to another Yu-Gi-Oh ranking. This time we're doing villains of Yu-Gi-Oh! So, for the villains I chose, I'm going to be doing the main arc villains, also a few miscellaneous villains that I feel like deserve to be talked about, because they're pretty good, but I'm going to be doing from the dual monsters all the way to Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, because I would do Go Rush, but I have not seen all of it, and from what I learned, there's some villains that are part of other arcs, so I don't really want to rank them without truly knowing, like I did with the other Go Rush in the previous ranking. But still, I figured why not just do this? So, starting off, actually, we have the tiers: best, great, average. I don't really have too much an opinion on, and straight up shouldn't have existed in the first place. So, without delay, let's just start this thing. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of dual monsters on here. So, Pegasus, the first true villain of the show. And I'm not counting Kaiba because, honestly, he just feels more like the rival and compared to the one episode he was the major villain. But Pegasus, honestly, I see him as a really great villain. His basically entire demeanor and how he treats others is just so interesting, and how he basically is just a loon psychopath that loves cartoons. I don't know, he's just an amazing character. It sucks that he got killed off in the manga, but I'm glad he came back for the few episodes and even the movies that he was in. And even GX, he was a major character in sometimes. So the next major arc was the virtual arc, and in the first half of season 3, the big 5. I'm just going to count them all as one, because in my opinion, they're basically all the same character, just slightly different from each other. But not major enough, in my opinion, for it to be different. But the big 5, in my opinion, I don't really like them that much. You know what? No, I'm changing this. Wait, nope. There we go. Mediocre. And I should probably spell that correctly. There we go. Mediocre. The big 5 in all their appearances, in my opinion, are mediocre, which is why they're all in filler arc villains. Because after the Duelist Kingdom and the first half of season 3 are all filler arcs, so like, I don't know, the big 5 just feels like, because of their being in filler arcs, they're just really not that good. Duke Devlin. Now, I'm including him because in his first appearance, he was a villain. He hated Yugi's guts because he beat Pegasus, and in the manga, I'm pretty sure Duke thought he killed Pegasus. But honestly, Duke, after the Dungeon Dice things, basically was a mediocre character to the point where he was not even in the show. He barely had any relevance, and the only one he did was in filler arcs. No, like straight up, like the only duels he had were in the first half of season 3 with the virtual world in the Noahs, and then the season 4 Awaken the Dragons. Like, honestly, he had only filler arc duels, and that it shows like he's not really that good of a character. But in my opinion, I still do like him. Like, his Dungeon Dice game was a lot of fun and entertaining. I wish they did a little more with it, but I understand why they couldn't. But on to Merrick, the main antagonist for season 2 and the second half of season 3. Honestly, he's a really good villain. I wouldn't say he's best villain material because, honestly, I just feel like he's overhyped in my opinion. Like, yeah, he's an amazing villain, but his major thing is he does shadow games. Like I did in my reaction to Kaiba versus Merrick to see if Kaiba could actually beat him. If it wasn't for the shadow games, Merrick would be losing so many times. Like, he straight up would have lost to Joey if it wasn't a shadow game. Like, this is not a joke. If he wasn't inflicting so much damage to Joey, he would have lost to Joey. One of the quote-unquote worst duelists in the first show, despite it being an incredible duelist. But that just shows how, like, Merrick is strong, but once you take his powers away, it just shows that he's not that good of a villain, in my opinion. But Noah, the filler antagonist in the first half of season 3. Honestly, yeah. Noah, in my opinion, is a really good villain. Like, his motivation is really, truly good. Like, he's jealous of Seto because when Noah was a kid, he got into an accident. His brain was put into a digital consciousness so for his father to talk with. But once Seto and Mokuba came in, like, Noah was forgotten. So Noah's jealous that Seto took his life away from him. And honestly, I just feel sorry for Noah. Like, sucks that he's only referenced in that arc, but I just feel so sorry for Noah. Like, straight up 100%. Oh man, I do feel sorry for Noah 100%. And him just being a villain is just really honestly great. His duel with Kaiba and Yugioh was a bit meh. 41 turns is a little long, but the fact that he cheated to beat Kaiba after he told off Gansley for cheating earlier in the arc is a little because I feel like Kaiba should have 100% beaten Noah to prove that he is the better person. To show that just because you have this strong ability does not mean you're truly the best at everything. I don't know, just Noah is a really good villain. It just some of the decisions they made with him are a bit questionable, but I still really do like him, and he deserves to be talked about. Gozabora barely appearing until he wasn't a villain until, well, how do I put this? He was an abusive and terrible father figure to the Noah and the Kaiba and Mokuba, or Seto, I should say. Not anyway. Gozabora was an interesting villain, but he didn't appear truly as a villain until once Noah was defeated. Then he only had the one duel against Kaiba, and that was really it. Then he tried to kill them all. In my opinion, he's essential to the plot of Yu-Gi-Oh, so I don't think he shouldn't exist, but he's not that good of a villain, to be honest. Like, yeah, he's an abusive father that basically puts power and everything else over his own family. It's like, literally, his mind says, if you lose, you deserve to kill yourself, because that's what happened. That's what he did. Once Kaiba took over, he basically ended himself and put him in the virtual world until it was time to come back out. I don't know, just Gozabora was definitely one of those villains that Now for the first movie villain, Anubis. Straight up, like, when I was making this, I completely forgot Anubis even existed. That's how terrible of a villain he is. Like, straight up, like, I went through all of these. Look, even remembering that Agami and Paradox, the two better movie villains, and I completely forgot about the first movie because just how bad it actually is. Like, don't get me wrong, the first movie was definitely good, but compared to everything else, even the mediocre shows, it's the worst Yu-Gi-Oh material ever. Well, no, I should say Capsule Monsters is worse. Wait, I forgot to put the Capsule Monsters villain on here. And he's in the don't exist here anyway, so I don't care. But still, Anubis definitely, his entire appearance and the story around him is really good, but once he truly becomes flesh and blood, he becomes a very bad villain, in my opinion. Like, straight up, like, his entire goal is just to destroy the Pharaoh because, oh no, another destroy the Pharaoh plotline. I don't know. To me, he was just another mediocre villain that honestly, in my opinion, shouldn't have existed. But now we're on to season 4 with Raphael. So I'm only including him because compared to Alistair and the Valon, Raphael actually is important in my opinion. He's the first one to truly beat the Pharaoh because the only times he lost, Yugi surrendered to Rebecca and Kaiba forced Yugi to surrender, otherwise he was going to kill himself. I don't remember what other times Yugi lost after... Oh, I know he lost to Pegasus, but that was a BS win, but still. But I don't know. Raphael, in my opinion, is a really good villain. Like, his entire story and stuff is really great. Like, I don't know, to me, Raphael is just an amazing character that deserved more than the season that he was in. Because don't get me wrong, Waking the Dragons is actually kind of a decent arc, but I don't know, it just feels like they were doing something with him, but then just decided to not really truly commit to it, in my opinion. I don't know. Raphael was a good villain, but Darts, the main antagonist for season 4. I think he's a pretty good villain. Like, I don't know, it's been a while since I watched it, so I'm just going off of baseline memory, but Darts was still a interesting villain, not gonna lie. His entire thing with the ending with the Infinity +1 duel against Yugi and Kaiba was definitely a little stupid in my opinion, 100%. Like, I don't know, but his entire thing to revive the Great Leviathan after being corrupted by the seal is kind of interesting, not gonna lie. Like, I don't know. But the fact that his entire everything he's done was basically handwave because, oh, he was being mind controlled by the seal. Ooh, to me, that's just bullshit in my opinion. Like, straight up. Oh, straight up stupid. It's stupid. But honestly, Darth is still an amazing villain in my opinion because he controlled a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Let's see, Siegfried, the villain in the first half of season 5 villain with the grand tournament. Now, I'm not putting Leon as a villain because he was just being controlled by the true villain, which was Siegfried. In my opinion, he was an okay villain. Like, everything about him is definitely interesting. I just feel like they didn't really truly do much with him. Like, yeah, it was a filler arc, so they couldn't do too much with it. But I don't know. Siegfried was still a mediocre villain in my opinion. Like, yeah, he was good, but I don't know. Just I don't know what else to say besides he was just okay in my opinion. Like, I don't know what else to say. He was okay. I still like him, but I don't know. This is what happens when I don't do a little research. I probably should have watched some stuff with him before making this video, but it's whatever. But Bakura, aka Thief King Wazora, aka Zork. Honestly, one of the top tier villains. Like, he's been a mainstay villain since season 1. And honestly, he kept growing and growing as truly as powerful. Like, honestly, I feel like his true power was in Battle City, but once he was in the final arc, it definitely was a good villain, like, straight up. He definitely downgraded a little because he wasn't in season 4 at all, because filler, obviously. But season 5, I don't know, he just downgraded a little, but I still truly love Bakura, Zork, or Thief King, whatever you want to call him. But he truly is an amazing villain, and I'm glad we had him. Now for the final Duel Monsters villain, Agami, introduced in the most recent movies, the Dark Side of Dimensions, and honestly, he's a really great villain, but it did suck that his entire backstory and lore was never brought out in the show because obviously it was made up for this movie, but it still was interesting, not gonna lie. I really do like Agami. Like, his entire lore, backstory, and all that was really good. It tied in back to the show with I forget his name, but he was the wielder of the Millennium Key. I'll probably put it up on screen if I remember, but it's whatever. But I really do like Agami. Plus, once he's corrupted by the Millennium Rings, it's really actually entertaining. Like, his form is so corrupt and disgusting. It's really cool in my opinion. I don't know. On to GX now. I only included 2 of the 7 Shadow Riders because besides these 2 are the only true, actual good villains. I don't know. But Camula, honestly, is a really good... you know what? No. She is a good villain. I will give her that, but the first duel she had, obviously she cheated to win, but honestly, I'm fine with that one. If anyone was to lose first, it would have been Crowler, which I'm fine with, but the second duel she had with Zane should have won, in my opinion. Like, we did not need Jaden to beat her every time. Like, out of all the Shadow Riders, I'm pretty sure 2 of them are the only ones Jaden didn't beat. That was Don Zalug and Titan. I don't know. Those 2 are one of the worst Shadow Riders. Were defeated by Chaz and Alexa, respectively. But I feel like Zane should have had a win against Camula, in my opinion. He could have still lost to Amnil, who we'll get to soon, but in my opinion, Camula was still a great villain. Like, sorry, I just wanted to get on the rant because GX had such a Jaden problem, and it just suffered as a result. And we'll get to the rest of the villains with the Jaden problem soon enough, but I don't know, just Camula was still a great villain. Her entire vampire mystique was still really great. I don't know, but Amnil, honestly, a really good villain in my opinion. Like, straight up, like, out of all the villains from GX, I truly love him the most. Like, straight up, like, his entire mystique is really great, and the fact that it was revealed that it was Professor Banner himself, like, straight up, was kind of insane in my opinion, not gonna lie. But still, yeah, there was still some flaws with him. Like, why? What? I don't know. There's still. I could probably go into a little retrospective, but I still need to rewatch the episodes to truly understand what before I say anything stupid. Because I'm going to contradict what actually happens. But Amnil himself is just a really good villain. The chemistry deck that he runs is really good. Obviously, we recently got his Cauldron card. I forget the name, but we just need the rest of his cards, and I just really do want him. Like he's one of the arcs that yet to be brought into the anime, and it sucks that it happens yet. The Kagimaru, the leader of the Shadow Riders and the one who wanted the 3 sacred beasts for himself to be useful again. Meh. He was a good villain in the final one, but the fact that he was revealed at the last few episodes before his duel was really stupid, and then to my knowledge he never shows back up again, probably because he died from Jaden giving him a bear hug. Like, that would be the funniest thing in my opinion. They obviously can't just say, oh, he died, but that would be kind of funny. Like, oh, he's actually walking again, he's being useful. Jaden gives him a bear hug and he's dead. That would be one of the funniest way to just kill off a villain, just accidentally crushing his spine. I don't know why, but that's just so stupidly funny to me, in my opinion. But anyway, Kagimaru is still a good villain for what we had for him, but he could have done more. We could have seen more from him. Now, Sartorius, the Season 2 villain. Once again, he was an okay villain. Like, obviously his Destiny stuff really started getting on my nerves after a while. Like, oh my gosh, just shut up. And the fact that he was brain controlled and absolved from all his villainy is a little dumb in my opinion. Like, obviously we can redeem villains, but it has to be, it has to make sense. Like, there's obviously a few redeemed villains on this list we'll get to later, but actually a few on here. Like, Duke was, for example, he was redeemed, like, after realizing his mistake. But still, like, Sartorius just being hand-waved, because he was being brain controlled by this evil entity, Light? No, that's just stupid in my opinion, 1000%. Sartorius still is a good villain, but the fact that he would basically... Also, his Arcana cards basically doing whatever they want despite it being a coin flip it's just really stupid in my opinion. Yeah, it was GX, so they had to really break the tension a little with these stupid effects, but I don't know, Sartorius still was a good villain, but compared to the rest, we're just mediocre. Now, onto one of the 3 main antagonists for Season 3, in my opinion. Which, before we rank them, Season 3, in my opinion, of GX should have been split into 2 different seasons, in my opinion. Obviously, you can have, like, the Viper and the first half of Yugioh stuff, like, obviously can be the first season, but once we get to the Supreme King and the Yugioh stuff, that should have been its own season entirely, because as a result, like, straight up, it just feels so scrunched together, like, you have no time to breathe as a result. But Viper himself, I think he's a good villain in my opinion. Like, straight up, like, out of all the villains of Season 3, he's definitely the weakest of them, but he's still a great villain for what we have, like, 100%. I don't know, we should have seen a little more with him, because once he's killed off by Yugioh at the end of his arc, we never see or hear from him again, which really sucks, because I wanted to see more of Viper, not gonna lie. His entire mystique of him being an ex-army soldier, basically turned into a ruthless duelist to bring his son back, is really interesting. Like, and his motivation is so his villain motivation is, like I said, one of the most heart-wrenching ones, because all he wants is his son back, and he believes this entity that promises to bring his son back, but in the end, it basically kills him as a result. He wanted to be with his son again, so it basically twisted his words into killing him as a result, which really kind of sucks. Viper definitely was a good villain for what we got, but I just wish we got more of him. Supreme King, so I'm counting him as a villain because obviously he was a villain for his arc, but honestly, he was just mediocre in my opinion. Okay, so I need to contradict myself again. I said Viper was the weakest of him? No. Supreme King was. You know what? in my opinion, Supreme King was just mediocre at best, like straight up. It was just Jaden beating himself up for basically killing his friends and losing Jesse, which makes no sense. I don't know, like, everything about season 3 felt so stupid in my opinion. We introduced a bunch of new characters, even though we were already stacked with a bunch of characters from season 1 and 2. We basically decided, hey, we're going to kill these off, and this one new character Jaden became friendless from this season is going to be considered his brand new best friend. Who's Cyrus? Who's Chaz? Like, those aren't his friends. We only have Jesse. This is his true best friend. Like, no. Like, straight up, like, and the fact that he went back just to save Jesse and then getting the rest of his friends killed was honestly kind of stupid in my opinion. Like, 100%, like, I don't like the Supreme King stuff. Like, yeah, it was good for what it was, but compared to everything else, it was just so stupid. But on to Yugioh, and honestly, I love Yugioh. It's just really great. She is a great villain in my opinion, like 100%. I don't know what else to say besides, well, I'll try to figure out. Like, her basically kind of manipulating everything from the beginning of season 3 to the end was really great. I kind of wish she was like the main villain throughout the entire thing, because yeah, the Supreme King and Viper were still good villains, but compared to her, they don't hold really a candle to her. Like, I don't know, to me, Yugioh was a great villain that I wish we got a little more of. Like, I don't know what else to say, but Yugioh was still a great villain, and I'm glad we got her. On to season 4, though. I want to be honest, I have not seen season 4, to be honest. I only know it from what other people say. And what was it? I have the names written down right next to me. Yusaku, I believe that's his name. From what I know, he's just an okay villain in my opinion. Like, basically the way he wins his duels is basically through trickery. Like, he basically messes with Atticus's mind in order to win his duel, which kind of is stupid in my opinion. Like, and I forget who he duels, but I think someone other than Jaden actually beats him. Correct me if I'm wrong. I probably am wrong, but I don't know. To me, Fujiwara, I don't know why, I just want to keep calling him that because I, for some reason, remember that's his name. But Fujiwara is, in my opinion, a meh character villain. Like, I'm just going to put him in average since I don't truly know anything about him since I haven't watched season 4. But he's borderline mediocre, but just because. But Darkness, aka Night Shroud, for the final villain, I don't know, and the fact that season 4 was so short as a result, it just shows that it was just whatever. Like, I don't know, to me, Darkness had the potential of being a great villain, but from what I know, he barely shows up in the show until like the very few episodes, and then he's immediately defeated. I don't know, just he had so much potential, but they couldn't really do too much for them because of how short the season was. They had to have the filler tournament arc for no reason. I don't know. But now we're on to, in my opinion, some truly good villains with the Arc 5. Now, Callan, 100% S tier villain, without a shadow of a doubt. Callan is honestly a really good villain, and one of the only I forget what the name it was, but I forget their names in there. You know what I mean. But he is one of the best of all of them, like straight up. His emotional connection to Yusei, and then basically just wanting to end himself after he was redeemed, is really crazy in my opinion. But onto Rex Goodwin, the main antagonist for season 1, and in my opinion, he was an okay villain. Like, yeah, he was pulling the strings, but he wasn't truly a villain until like the final few episodes where he had his duel. Like, yeah, it was a good twist that, oh, he was actually the main villain, but I don't know, like, honestly, his brother should have been the main villain, because that would have been a good contradiction. Like, he was originally this signer dragon, but couldn't do it anymore. And his brother was like a dark signer, which was kind of interesting. I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's what his name, Dark Signers, durr. But Rex himself was a good villain. Do I wanted to see more of him? Not really, but On to Lawton. Lawton was the main antagonist of the Crash Town arc, and his not his OTK, OTK, like basically he won on his very first turn before his opponent even got a chance to duel. Like, that's actually impressive in my opinion, but that's the only thing truly good about Lawton. Like, yeah, he was a good duelist for what he was, but I don't know, just to me, he was, compared to every other villain we have, he's just mediocre. He's not Anubis mediocre, but he's definitely the bottom tier of mediocre. Now, Lester. You know, I'm going to mark all three right away. You know what? No, let's move you down. Okay, so Lester and Jacob they're average ones. They just are there to me, but Primo is the one that truly starts most of the conflict, because we had his cards from the very beginning compared to Lester and Jacob. I don't know, compared to what we had, like, these three are still great villains, and basically the pseudo main antagonist before the true villain is revealed. Like, but in the English, they are technically the main antagonists until we get to Aporia, which we'll get to soon. I don't know, just these three definitely have a lot of good things. I just feel like there's something about them I truly don't love compared to them, but they're still good. Now, Aporia... Oh, I should probably say, yeah, Primo I do like more than these two because he drives the plot forward. But Aporia, the combined form of all three of these characters, in my opinion, like, and I honestly say he's okay. I don't remember too much from him. Like I keep saying, I should have watched some stuff with him, but I don't know. Just to me, it definitely was the most mediocre of the. Not, I shouldn't say mediocre. He was still good for what he was, but just feels like we didn't. I don't know, because I only watched the English, so we only had the one episode with him. But from what I know, he obviously comes back, but I don't know, just something about him I just don't truly love. Like, it's hard for me to describe since, I don't know. But Zone, the main antagonist and of 5Ds, and the only available in Japanese. Now, like I say, I haven't watched the Japanese version, which is a sin on me, to be honest, but from what I know, Zone is basically just a mediocre villain, in my opinion. Basically him apparently being so it was originally teased that, oh, this is actually Yusei in the future, but apparently no, it's not Yusei. Like, why are you being so confusing for no reason? Like, it would be even better if it was like, oh, this is Yusei in the future. Like, in my opinion, that would actually put him up to probably a great tier. Like, oh, this is actually the main character of their show. Like, he becomes the villain of the show. Like, that would actually be kind of interesting in my opinion, but I don't know, just Zone himself was basically meh, but all of season 2 was meh compared to season 1. Like, I don't know, just season 1 of 5Ds was god tier in my opinion, but season 2 definitely drags, and Akiza, I should say, is the prime target of it for no reason, because she's female. Just because she's female means that she has nothing to do. I blame the writing team on that, but it's whatever. But anyway, back to Zone. Zone is definitely one of the characters I feel like got butchered as a result because of season 2. But now on to Paradox, the second movie villain, Bonds Beyond Time, which shows season 1, 2, and 3 main characters together. In my opinion, he's a really good villain, and actually, out of all 3 of the future characters that we see, he is definitely the best of them, like, in my opinion. Like, yeah, Aporia and Zone were good at certain points, but Paradox was actually almost about to win. Like, he was able to go through time and collect cards to destroy Pegasus to prevent dual monsters from kind of existing, but I don't know, just Paradox was definitely one of the characters I feel like we should have gotten more of, but since he was a movie exclusive villain, there's only so much we could get. And his malefic monsters were kind of interesting, not gonna lie. Like, obviously compared to nowadays, they are hot garbage. Even when they first came out, they were not that good, but in the anime, ooh, they were good. But on to Zexal. Yeah, I'm just gonna slowly rapid fire because this video is getting longer and longer without me realizing. But number 96, Dark Mist. Basically the corrupt version of Astral. Like, honestly, in my opinion, he's a really good, like, his first major appearance was really good, but I do feel like once we get, I haven't seen season 2 of Zexal in a while, but from what I remember, he becomes a little more flanderized and a little more annoying once we get into season 2. But I still really do like 96, like, straight up. Like, he's a really good villain in my opinion. I don't know, what he's just really good, and I just wanted to see more of, like, season 1 version of him. The Quattro, basically, he's not a main arc villain similar to 96, but his first few appearances, like, he is bad to the bone, like 100%. Like, he does not care and wants to bring chaos. But once we get into season 2, he definitely more mellowed out as a result. But Quattro definitely is a good villain in my opinion. Like, definitely deserved a little more. You know, he definitely is a good villain, and basically him being the reason, like, Shark's not allowed to go into tournaments anymore is actually crazy in my opinion, not gonna lie. But still, Quattro is a really good villain. I just wish we got a little more interesting stuff with him. Like, the gimmick puppets were good, but eh. Now Vectrix, basically the pseudo main antagonist. Well, to me, he is the main antagonist, but for some reason Dr. Faker, our next character, is the main antagonist. No, Vectrix is the main antagonist, and he is a really good villain. Like, you know what? No, we're dropping him down. Like, he's borderline on the best tier in my opinion. But compared to the rest, he's okay. Like, how do I put this? Like, he definitely is a really entertaining villain, and not gonna lie, like, and the fact that he torments and messes with his opponents similar to the other ones, but in a more psychological way. Like, he basically is hurting Heart just to try and beat Kite in his duel, like, straight up. Like, in my opinion, that's actually kind of an interesting way of doing it. I don't know, like, Vectrix had his amazing character. I don't know what else to say about him. But Dr. Faker, he's basically considered the main antagonist because we see him so much more from the beginning of season 1 compared to the end. But I don't know, to me, he's just so much weaker. Like, I don't know, like, even in his duel, he got taken over by a Barian, which we saw, I really need to write scripts for these things. I don't know what else to say, but Dr. Faker, in my opinion, is not that good of a villain. Like, he's pretty mediocre from beginning to end. Like, and the fact that he was doing all this evil stuff just to save Kite, or save Heart. Why do I keep confusing those? To save Heart, it was just kind of dumb in my opinion. Dr. Faker, you definitely had interesting potential. You were just squandered. Now we're on to the Barians. Now, I'm just going to rapid fire them because I don't remember too much, but Nash as a villain, I should put this out. Like, Nash as a character, I think he's pretty good because obviously it's Shark, but as a villain, he's mediocre. Like, I don't remember too much about it because it's been a while since I watched season 2 of Zexal, but Nash is definitely the weakest of the villains, and honestly, same with Dooman and what's her name, Marin. Like, these three are considered the weakest of the villains of the Barians. Like, obviously Shark and Ryu were the original Barians, but they lost their memories in a car accident or something like that. I forget exactly, but they lost their memories and forgot they were Barians. So we learn more about these two as good people, so as a result, they're kind of harder to see as villains. And Dooman just follows Nash like a lost puppy. So, and I don't remember too many truly villainous things he's done, so to me, he's just mediocre. But Vector. Now, I recently watched a video going over why Vector is one of the best troll villains ever made, and it shows. Like, Vector is one of the best villains. Like, he literally was torturing Yuma psychologically, pretending to be his friend from the beginning of season 2, and then basically just ripping his heart out just to mess with him, and constantly pulling strings to take control. Like, Vector, in my opinion, is one of the best villains just because of how chaotic he is. I don't know, just Vector is a great character. He's just so funny. But Alto, wait, yeah, Alto. Honestly, he's a really good villain. He's a great foil for Yuma. Dude loves to duel and actually no, fight really. Like, and Yuma is a great duelist. So when these two duel each other, like, it's just a lot of fun in my opinion. Like those two were just really great foils for each other. And I'm sure if things were different, like those two could truly be best friends, like from beginning to end. Like, I don't know, but Greiger, similar to Alto, like he's a great foil for Yuma, but I don't know, just those two just are really complement each other really great, and I really do love these two as the first villains in season 2. I don't know, just these two. His entire story was really great, and the fact that he actually got pulled into a duel against a Barian user, or a person that he used the Barian card on, was just so funny in my opinion. And the fact that in his story with what's the raccoon guy, basically was so entertaining and really nice. But what's your name again? Mizar. For some reason I want to say Izael, but no, it was Mizar. Honestly, he's definitely a good character, not gonna lie. Like, I really do like his rivalry with Kite, being with another Photon Galaxy user. I don't know, or Galaxy Eyes user, not Photon Galaxy. Why did I say whatever? I've been doing this a little too long. But his rivalry with Kite is definitely the most entertaining aspect with him. But I don't know, he was definitely entertaining, not gonna lie. Like, I really do honestly really like him, like, not gonna lie. I don't know what else to say besides dude was just entertaining from beginning to end, like, straight up. But on to the main antagonist, Don Thousand. I don't remember too much with Don Thousand, but he shows up very late into the series. He only had like 2 duels, I want to say, and that was against Mizar, who let's be honest, who cheated to win because he changed the text on Mizar's card in order to win. But Don Thousand definitely is a good antagonist, but with how little we actually truly see of him, it just, I don't know, he's just mediocre, and honestly, similar to Dr. Faker, is on the low tier of mediocre, because they're not that good of villains, not gonna lie, because they just come out of nowhere at the last minute. Now, I'm onto Arc 5. Now, I don't have too many villains, and actually, there's 2 that there's one I completely forgot about, and Declan, he was the main antagonist for the first arc, that Leo versus Yugioh dual school arc, so I'm counting him as a main villain. And honestly, as a villain, I need to preface this, similar to Nash, as a villain, he is pretty bad as a villain. Like, he's more like of a rival character compared to what we have, but I don't know, just to me, he's more of a villain, or his villainy is not that good, but then again, Arc 5 was not that good to begin with. But Yuri, the fusion U-boy, honestly, he is a really good villain in my opinion, not gonna lie. I don't know, just out of all the U-boys, actually no, wait, Yuto is the other one that has some good deaths, but compared to Yuya and Yuri, he has, well, I don't know where I'm going with this. Yuri is a really good villain and probably has the most depth because he just loves destruction and chaos. Like, he knows about the terrible things that the Academy does, and he loves doing it. Like, he won't even hesitate to card his own allies if they piss him off. Like, that's how messed up he is. But yet we're supposed to see him as redeemed because he's part of Yuya at the end, which makes 0 sense. Arc 5 makes 0 sense to begin with, but still, like, honestly, compared to what we got, compared to the manga, which was incest heavy, I should say, I would take the mediocre Arc 5 compared to the manga any day. Oh boy, that was disgusting. But anyway, Battle Beast. Apparently, he was part of an arc that everyone hates, and I remember watching it and hating it. So he is hot garbage, like straight up. His arc only exists to get rid of some characters, not gonna lie, because Arc 5 was getting way too stacked with characters, and so they had to crop some of them. So they came up with this arc to get rid of them. And honestly, it was just stupid in my opinion. Now, Leo Akaba, the mediocre. Like, he's definitely similar to Don Thousand and Faker. He is borderline on the should not exist here. Like, straight up, his entire motivation is just to get his daughter back. Like, dude, she's gone. Accept it. You don't need to do this. Like, oh my gosh, like, you destroyed many dimensions just to look for 2 people. Oh my gosh, you are an idiot. Like, straight up 1000%. Like, oh my gosh, not Don Thousand. Leo Akaba, you are so dumb. Like, I didn't realize it till now, but he is just... The fact that he destroyed entire worlds just to find 2 people just so he can bring his daughter back. Oh my gosh, that is pathetic. Now, Rojet. To be honest, I know nothing about this man, like, straight up. Like, from what I remember, he is just mediocre incarnate. Like, I don't remember him being a villain at all, so he does not exist. Well, actually, no, I should take that back. I remember him. It's just that he was at the very tail end of the Synchro arc, which was already kind of mediocre to begin with. I don't know, just Arc 5 was mediocre, and Rojet is just a clear example of who the hell even are you? Like, straight up, like, there are so many characters that were just, who the hell even are you? Like, I don't even remember him being a main villain. Like, there were so many actual true villains in Arc 5. Like, there was no... Okay, I should put this like this. There was not many arcs in it, because I'm doing arc-heavy characters, but compared to Arc 5, having arc in their name has very little arcs. I don't know, just compared... I don't know where I'm going, so I'll just move on to the next one, but... Zark. Thank you if I forgot his name, but... Once again, should not have existed villain. You know what? The more I think about it... Yeah, you deserve to be down here. Yeah, Leo deserves to be down here, because if it wasn't for him being selfish and wanting his daughter back, none of this would happen. But anyway, Zark himself as a villain definitely had very good potential. The main character becoming the villain again. We haven't seen that since GX with Jaden becoming the Supreme King. But the main character becoming the villain was just poorly done because of how mediocre Zexal was. I don't know, or not Zexal, Arc 5 was. I don't know, Zark was just a mediocre character from beginning to end. Like, ideas were good, it just execution was so bad, and the round robin tournament basically having 2 people enter, then eliminated, and before the duel ended, like, another 2 people joined. Like, I don't know, just Zark had potential, they squandered it so badly. Now we're on to some actually good villains with Reigns. Now, similar to Declan, Revolver is a main antagonist for the first season, but is also considered the rival. But as the main antagonist, I say he's a really good villain. Not gonna lie, like 100%. Like, Revolver is a good villain. Like, I truly do love him. And the fact that he's one of the only people to truly tie against Playmaker shows how strong he is. I will say his duel against Lightning really was annoying. Like, straight up, like, the fact that Lightning won by using some of his life energy to give him 1 single point and then winning the duel is 100% BS. Like, that should have been a draw, and 100%. I don't know, like, that was 100% a draw, and I'm not and you're never convinced me otherwise. I do not care. That was a draw duel. Lightning cheated. But anyway, Revolver is still a good villain. Bowman, the the secondary main antagonist for season 2. I think he's really good. Out of the many duels he had with Playmaker, he tied, like, I think 1 or 2 of them, but still kept losing. But I feel like he should have been able to beat Playmaker once. because that would show his power level. Like, he's getting stronger each time. Like, but then I would have been taken, which would have ruined the show. Blah blah blah. Like, I do like Playmaker, but his stuff is really bad. But anyway, back to Bowman. He's a really good duelist, and I do like him, but I don't know. I've been doing this for almost an hour. I'm starting to run out of energy. Oh boy, but anyway. Lightning. Honestly, he is a really good villain. Like, I did not expect the Light Ignis to become the main villain, and truly is a crazy great character as a result. Like, I don't know what else to say besides he's a great villain. Like, his entire motivation is just so entertaining. Like, from beginning to end, I truly do like Lightning. It just sucks that by the end, it was just... I don't know, but at the end of Season 2, it just started becoming a little convoluted for my own liking, and I don't know what else to say. It just was becoming mediocre, but it was still entertaining. Now, Windy, basically Lightning's sidekick. I would just put him here. I will say the most notable thing that he did was actually kill off the person who created him, like, straight up. So, if you don't know, the Ignis was created by 6 kids who were basically forced into dueling 24/7 until they were freed. And the Windy killed off the person who basically created him. Now, actually, funny enough, the dub actually specified, like, he killed him, but the sub actually didn't even mention that. And it's funny how it was the other way around this time. But Windy, that's his really, truly only notable thing, because he got destroyed when Revolver came back in this cool form, not gonna lie. But Windy was a really good villain for what we got, but compared to the other Brain villains, he's definitely the weakest. And honestly, also a really good villain, not gonna lie. Like, I did not expect the sidekicks and our main or protagonist to become the villain, but it kind of makes sense. But I just wish Season 3 wasn't so rushed, because they could have done more with his motivation, but I don't know. Compared to what we got, or not compared to what we got, with what we got from him, it really was a great villain. He was definitely better than Lightning at points, but out of all of the best tiers, he's definitely not the best compared to the best tier, but he's definitely deserving to be in the best tier. Now we're on to as of time of watching or recording this, the final villains with Go Rush, because like I said at the beginning, I have not truly watched through all of Go Rush, so I don't want to rank their villains yet. But on to these ones. So there's 6 main arcs. First up, Roa. Like, similar to the other rivals to or main antagonists to Rivals, Roa's actually a really good, like, he was actually planning to basically make Yugioh forfeit because apparently Seven Roads Magician was an illegal card before it was revealed that it actually wasn't. But Roa, in my opinion, was actually a good villain for the arc that we had him in. Like, I don't know, just it was still entertaining to see. Roa was definitely a good villain, but honestly, I truly do like him better as like a supporting character, in my opinion. But Nails, honestly, in my opinion, one of the best antagonists of all of these guys. Honestly, he deserves to be in the best tier, because the fact that he created the maximum monsters and basically just collapsed Yugioh just so amazingly was just so awesome. Like, I don't know what else to say besides Nails is just an amazing villain. Like, I truly do love that he was a villain. Like, straight up. Now Asana, in my opinion, she was an okay villain. She was definitely more misguided, because she basically refused to... Her basically entire motivation is tradition, and if we stray from it, you deserve to be expelled or executed. But Asana was definitely an okay villain. She was the 3rd one to use maximum monsters. It was just really entertaining, in my opinion. Like, Asana was definitely a good character, but it was just meh. Now, Otis. Now, I'm probably going to get a little controversy with this one, but I think Otis itself was a decent villain, like, straight up. Well, I should probably specify. Villain. He was a good villain. As a character, he was pretty good. Now, his duels people hate on him because he, despite being a main antagonist, he won 0 duels. Out of the 9 duels, he won none. But in my opinion, those first 8 were all trial and test duels. Like, I don't know, to me, they were more of like showing like, you need to prove that you need my help, or I'm able to help you. Like, those were the kind of duels like to show like, hey, these characters need to grow in order to truly become masters at this. Like, those are the kind of duels like I see the first 8. Like, the 9th and final duel he had in Sevens was the true duel that he was trying to win. Like, he wasn't trying to win on the other, well, I should say, he wasn't truly trying to win, but he needed to teach a lesson in those duels. The final duel is one that he had to win. Now, for Yugioh, the one of the 6 of the Goha 6, and the first one to bring in fusion cards into the show, and honestly, he was a really good villain, not gonna lie. Like, I don't know, just Yugioh was definitely a really good villain, but it started getting a little much at the end. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of the Goha 6 in my opinion, and those 2 arcs were definitely mediocre. But actually, no, the Goha 6 season was really good. His arc was really good, but I don't know, just compared to what we get, you know what? Let's just move it down. I'm just losing it at this point. But still, he was a really good villain for what we got, and I don't know what else to say. But now Swirls, aka Yuga Goha, in my opinion, is honestly a really good villain. Him being basically the evil person, he was so evil. He had to be, his original personality had to be locked away because basically his personality was win, 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 win. If you don't win, you are nothing. Like, that's his entire personality. Like, and it kind of was crazy. And the fact that he used Monster Reborn to wipe the memories of anyone he faced was just really crazy. Like, that was the most important Monster Reborn has since the original show. And even then, it wasn't that important. But I don't know, just Yugioh Goha was just really good in my opinion. Like, straight up. Like, he's definitely the best villain of the Goha 6. Like, I don't know what else to say. But that would be it for this ranking. Like, if you want me to do ranking for other miscellaneous Yu-Gi-Oh villains, I would. It would probably be a little bit because, oh my gosh, I probably should watch stuff with them before I do anything. But I don't know. But thank you all for watching this. I'll see you whatever I post next. Bye, guys!